The day I almost died out of drug, what do you, abusing drugs, guys. I got so sick one time, and when I did, it was that time that those days that I used to live alone in a house after having gotten my first employment. That's the year I was employed, guys. I got malaria, and it was very severe, guys. I was actually taken to hospital by a neighbor. It was in a Nairobi estate. This is Nairobi, Kenya. And guys, I was taken to the hospital by a neighbor, shivering and vomiting, and I was diagnosed with malaria, guys. After treatment, I was given medicine and I went back home. On getting home, guys, I was alone. So my neighbor had to enter her house and continue with her chores. And here I was alone, because it was those days that the first job that I got, I lived alone in a single room in Pangani area of Nairobi. And this time that I got sick, it happened that we used to share toilets and bathrooms were outside the outside the house, the room. It was a single room, and you know the setup of single rooms. Usually the toilets and bathrooms are outside, and you go outside when you feel like using the bathroom. You get back inside, and that is how my neighbor got to know that I was sick. Actually, this is a neighbor that I never used to speak to. This is a neighbor that I was not known to. But because of the puking, I was vomiting. I could rush outside many times, and then the neighbor noticed me several times going to the bathroom, to the toilet, coming back, puking. And you know that sound when you puke. Obviously somebody when outside there will know that you have a problem. And she approached me, guys. It was very kind of her, because when she did, I was very weak. I had bought some painkillers, thinking that I'm treating myself. You know those days that you could just get sick and you say, oh, let me buy Panadols, let me buy painkillers. And my sickness exacerbated, and I didn't know it was this serious until about 4 in the afternoon. And this neighbor noticed me going to the bathroom so many times. A lady that I did not know, but she came and spoke to me, guys. And I was very weak. She held my hand as I was walking back after my many trips to and from the bathroom, and she walked with me to my room. We both sat on the bed. I used to only have a bed and a stove, and there was no seat in my single room. So we sat on the bed, and she asked me how I was feeling. I was very hot. As she held my hand, she touched my body, and I was very hot. And she told me it is important that you see a doctor because your temperatures are very high. So guys, I didn't have means to go to hospital. She offered to go out there and get me a taxi, and off we went. We went to a hospital called Medanta. It is on Juja Road, and that is where I was treated, guys. I was sent to the lab. While she waited, a person whom I had not even spoken to since I took my single room in that plot, and she waited for me, and she actually took me back home with the same taxi. She released the taximan to go while the lab results were being waited for, because we had to wait for about an hour, and took his number and later called him to come for us. We went back to the house, guys, and I was there very sick. But now, guys, let me tell you something. Have you ever been sick to a point that your eyes are not seeing? I was like that small kid, very small kid who is given medication by the mother. So as when we went back to the house, I took the first medication at about 5 in the evening, and I was advised not to drink milk or tea with milk. I took the first medication, and guys, you know what? At about 9 the night, I felt sicker. I even felt that I'm now worse. So the medication was supposed to be once per day. You know, once per day for a particular dose. There were about 3 types of medicines, but there's one that was supposed to be taken once per day. And having taken it at 4, at 5 when we came from hospital, when I felt very bad at night at about 9, and my neighbor had slept, I woke up and took another dose. I took another dose of all the 3 types that I was given, and I continued sleeping. Guys, that is the time I now puked all the more. And it was coming in a way that I could not even hold. Guys, I had soiled the bed sheets, and the place was in a mess. I slept. I tried to sleep because I was not able to eat anything. I was just puking a yellowish substance from my mouth. I tried sleeping. At about midnight, I woke up again with a lot of pain. And this is the time I felt like I'm going to die. I'm alone, remember? I'm alone in a single room. My neighbor actually she came back and checked on me before going to sleep at about 9:30 in the night. And she went to her house. She just made sure that I was okay, and she went. But after she left is when I took medication. And at midnight or about 1, I felt now I surely need this medication, because I reasoned with myself that all this time that I've been taking medication and puking, I reasoned with myself that, okay, the medicine that I've been taking is just coming out because I'm just throwing it out. So I said there's no harm taking another dose because I already puked the one that I had taken earlier. Guys, let me tell you, when you take medicine, there's medicine that is very fast acting. It just goes direct to your system. And you may throw up and think that because you have thrown up, the medicine you had taken like 10 minutes ago is already out with the puke. So you go ahead and take another dose. It should never happen. This is because all this time that I was repeating the dose, I was repeating when the medication that I have taken was already in the system. So can you imagine, I took that time at about 2 in the morning because I reasoned with myself that, I have already puked this medicine twice. That's why I'm not getting better. And what is this about thinking that you are sick this hour and you think the next 2 hours will be okay? There is a system that the body gets rid of disease. I didn't know that, guys. So I continued taking medicine, and this was about 2 in the morning when I took the 3rd dose. Guys, I did not know what happened to me. I slept after that. I puked on myself while in bed. Everything happened. I was unable to even raise the head. And I'm alone in a single room, guys. Let me tell you, I almost died. If I didn't die that time, I'm telling you, my day was not... My day had not come. My day had not come, guys. It had not come. So I slept, and I remember waking up the following day at about 9 in the morning. Not waking up, guys. I did not wake up. I could see blood images while still on bed. I could feel very wet because I had puked on myself badly. I saw blood images. I didn't even have the strength to raise my head. And I did not even have the ability to call somebody so that they can come and help me. Remember, guys, I had locked my room from the inside, and that was the biggest mistake I did. I wish my room was not locked, because my neighbor tells me at about 9, I think I woke up at about 10. At about 9, she told me that she came around and knocked, and I could not hear. She knocked and I could not hear, and she thought I had left early, maybe to go to hospital or to some place. So she left for work also. So here I am, having locked myself inside, and I did not have the strength to even reach the door. It is a single room, guys. I'm not coming from a bedroom up there to come and open this door. I'm in a single room and I don't have the strength to even reach the door. It was that serious. And guys, I would have died, let me tell you the truth. My body was already so dehydrated because of puking, and I had done other things in that bed. I did not even recognize or realize when it was happening. And it was the wetness, I think, is the one that woke me up. The cold, because I woke up shivering like a leaf, shaking like a leaf, and I was unable to reach the door. I was unable to call somebody. I was so weak, I could not see, with my eyes could not see. I just was seeing blood images. But guys, let me tell you, I just fell back to bed. And I don't know at what time that God sent a good Samaritan. And this good Samaritan was who? This good Samaritan was the landlord. It happened that I had not paid my rent. And it was the day for the landlord to come for money. He used to come in the day. And he came around. When he came around, he knocked at my door. Why he knocked is because he realized my lights were on. And those are the estates, the plots that the electricity used to be paid by the landlord. We did not have individual meters gone them days. It was like the landlord would receive his bill for the plot, and he really used to warn us that should you be found with electricity on during the day, you will be double charged. And we used to switch off power whenever we saw daylight, and it was those days that we could be monitored by the caretaker to a point that you could not even try to misuse power. So guys, the landlord comes around, and through the window he notices that my power was on. Actually, my power had stayed on the whole night. So he comes and knocks at the door. Guys, I don't know where my strength came from. And I answered. I said, yes. And he could hear, yes. And he called out my name. And he said, with a very bad tone, why have you left your power on? Guys, instead of explaining to him why I'd left my power on, I continued saying, help, help. And that help was not even coming out completely. So the landlord was keen and called other guys and said, I'm hearing this, she's in, but she's saying something like help. From very far, like she's under the bed. Hey, I thank God it was the landlord that had come. Because if it were anybody else, they would not have helped me. This is because I had locked the door from the inside. But the landlord had to make up his mind, because it is his house, to break up the door, guys. So my door was broken. That is after him consulting, not consulting, it was his house, calling for help. I think he got some people who could assist him. It is not actually him who broke the door. He instructed guys to come and break the door, and the door was broken. And they could tell me, don't come near the door, don't come close to the door. Are you near the door? And I was unable to answer, but I could. So and that day I was going, guys. I don't know how death comes, but I believe that day I was going. It is just by God's mercy. that they found me inside. This is because the minute they broke the door, they came in and they found me unconscious. Actually, because of the heartbeat. You know, that time that they were breaking, my heart was beating very hard, very fast. I think it is because of that I fainted again. By the time they got inside, I think the way they tell me, because I didn't actually know, they found me unconscious and again there, very wet, and I could not even be taken to the hospital like that. So the landlord, let me tell you something. God sends angels to you when you are in that dire situation. The landlord went and picked a lady from the plot, a lady, and told her, come, you are the woman here. Come and help us here. So I'm being told, because I had to be undressed, and I had to be changed so that I could be taken to hospital. The ladies came and changed me, and they took me to the car of the landlord, and I was taken to hospital, guys. At the hospital, it is where I was diagnosed with drug abuse, overdosing myself. And guys, I had overdosed badly, because actually in the course of the night, I had taken the medication 3 times. And one of those medicines, the requirement was I take the medicine once per day. There was another type that I was supposed to take 3 times in a day. And I'm suspecting that was supposed to be a painkiller, the one for 3 times a day. But this one that was supposed to cure malaria was supposed to be a single dose. I had taken it 3 times. Is it 3 or 4 times? And it overpowered me. And that's the reason why I fainted. I had puked, I was dehydrated. So guys, I was taken to hospital, and I was admitted. And thank God, the landlord knew a member of my family, so they called them, and I was hospitalized for many days. Many days, guys. Don't joke with abusing drugs. I was hospitalized for many days. I was very weak. I remember the first 2 days in hospital, I did not know where I was. And guys, this is the day I would have died. But God refused with me. Like and subscribe to this channel. And we'll see you in the next one. And bye.